This week, we're celebrating National Bucket List Day, a time to encourage people to create and pursue their goals, their dream adventures or experiences, and turn it into an action plan. It's a reminder to turn aspirations into reality. And to celebrate, travel expert and your bucket list guide, Justin Walter, joins us to share a special destination causing a lot of buzz this year. Welcome, Justin.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Justin, you've traveled the world, more than 70 different countries. What destination should we be adding to our 2026 bucket list?
This year, I'm going to recommend going to the Northern Territory, Australia. It's the place to visit, and I'm not the only one saying it. The New York Times, National Geographic, Conde Nast Traveler have all listed it as a top destination for this year. So when we think about Australia, this is the real Australian outback, full of epic experiences, iconic Australian landmarks, unparalleled natural beauty, and its real Aussie personalities. It's one of those destinations where if you travel there, you're going to get real, authentic, meaningful experiences. And I say it's an under the radar destination, but it's not going to stay that way for long. So you want to get there.
It looks breathtaking. Now, walk us through some of the highlights and must-visit spots to explore along the journey.
The national parks are a must. Uluru is the spiritual heart of Australia's Red Centre, and it's located about 250 miles southwest of Alice Springs, which is often considered the gateway to the region. Now, when I was 21 years old, I actually took my first ever solo trip to Australia's Red Centre. I joined up with a group of international travelers to explore Uluru and Kata National Park. Now, it changed my life forever. It was such an important trip in my life because it made me want to dedicate my life to travel because I was mesmerized by the one-of-a-kind beauty of this region. What's really neat is this April, you can actually hike between the two iconic landmarks of Uluru and Kata on a multi-day trek. It's a 5-day guided trek, and it's a completely new way to experience the national park, and it's the only way to actually stay overnight in the national park. And then up in the north, I'm going to recommend Kakadu National Park. It's in the top end, as they call it in Australia. This is a national park that has dramatic landscapes, Aboriginal rock art. You can see wildlife there. You can go swimming in waterfalls and infinity pools in the wild.
Now, beyond the stunning natural beauty of the Northern Territory, there are cultural experiences that are not to miss. Tell us about them.
Yeah, so this is really the soul of the trip. The Northern Territory in Australia is actually home to the world's oldest continuous living culture that stretches over 60,000 years. So taking a trip to the Northern Territory is really an opportunity to be a part of living history. The Aboriginal culture there is really strong. And in the Northern Territory, you can see Aboriginal rock art all over, which is going to share stories and the history and traditions of the region stretching over tens of thousands of years. A new and exciting way to experience Aboriginal culture is going to be at the Laura Cavanaugh Cultural Center. Now, this new center is a $40.5 million project that's going to have Indigenous-led experiences. And it's also located in the heart of Darwin, which is the capital of the Northern Territory. And speaking of Darwin, the Darwin Aboriginal Art Fair is celebrating its 20th year anniversary this August 2026. So it's another unique way to experience Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander art, design, and culture.
So many reasons to visit the Northern Territory. Any others that you suggest?
Yeah, there's a misconception that the Northern Territory in Australia is just the United States down under, but that is wrong. When you go there, you realize the Northern Territory is truly an experience that'll bring out the inner adventurer, the inner explorer in you. And, celebrating National Bucket List Day, it's definitely a bucket list destination that you're going to want to go back to over and over again. And if you can't go to it this year, definitely put it on your bucket list for the future.
For more information on exploring Australia's Northern Territory, check out northernterritory.com. And for more travel inspiration, check out yourbucketlistguide.com and Justin on social media at Your Bucket List Guide. Justin, we thank you so much for sharing such an incredible bucket list destination.
You're welcome.
And we thank you for joining us on San Diego Living. We'll see you next time.